In August 2018, a pregnant woman and her two young daughters vanished without a trace from their home in Colorado. Her husband appeared on camera, pleading for their safe return. He looked calm, cooperative, even concerned. But within days, the truth would unravel. And what investigators discovered shocked the world. This is the case of Chris Watts. This is Obsidian Files. Home background: Chris Watts lived in Frederick, Colorado, with his wife, Shanann Watts, and their two daughters, Bella and Celeste. From the outside, their life appeared perfect. Shanann was active on social media, often sharing videos of their family life. Chris was quiet, reserved, and described by neighbors as calm and polite. But behind the scenes, things were beginning to change. Chris had started an affair with a co-worker. And according to investigators, he had already begun planning a new life, without his family. Revolving light: the disappearance on August 13, 2018. Shanann returned home from a business trip in the early hours of the morning. Later that day, a friend became concerned when she couldn't reach her. Shanann had missed a doctor's appointment. Her phone was off. Her car was still in the garage. Police were called to the house for a welfare check. Chris Watts allowed officers inside. Everything seemed off. Her personal belongings were still there. There were no signs of a struggle. But Shanann and the children were gone. TV: the interview that same day, Chris Watts gave a television interview. Standing in front of his home, he pleaded for his family to come back. He said he had no idea where they were. But viewers noticed something strange. His body language didn't match his words. He swayed slightly, smiled at inappropriate moments, avoided direct eye contact. For many watching, something felt wrong. Magnifying glass: the investigation police quickly began piecing together the timeline. Security footage from a neighbor's camera showed Chris backing his truck into the driveway early that morning. This was unusual. He claimed he was loading tools for work. But investigators suspected something else. They also discovered his affair. The pressure began to build. Chris Watts agreed to take a polygraph test. Test tube: the polygraph. During the test, Chris was asked a simple question: "Did you have anything to do with your family's disappearance?" He answered no. The results came back quickly. He failed. After the test, investigators confronted him. They told him they knew he was lying. At first, he tried to shift the blame. He claimed that Shanann had harmed the children, and that he reacted in anger. But that story didn't hold. Eventually, Chris Watts confessed. Fearful the truth, what he revealed was far more disturbing. In the early hours of August 13th, after an argument with Shanann, Chris strangled her. Their daughters were still alive in the house. He then drove their bodies to a remote oil site where he worked. What happened next shocked even seasoned investigators. He killed his daughters and disposed of their bodies in oil tanks. Shanann's body was buried in a shallow grave nearby. The man who had appeared on television pleading for his family's return had been responsible all along. Balanced scale: aftermath. Chris Watts was arrested and charged with multiple counts of murder. Facing overwhelming evidence, he later pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The case left a lasting impact. Not just because of the crime itself, but because of how ordinary everything seemed on the surface. Final questions: what drives someone to destroy their entire family? Was it premeditated? Was it desperation? Or something deeper? And how many warning signs go unnoticed until it's too late? Studio microphone outro. Some cases are difficult to understand. Others are impossible to forget. The story of Chris Watts is a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous secrets are hidden behind the most ordinary lives. This has been Obsidian Files. Because every case leaves a trace.